Shalom, shalom, Israel. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Today I'm going to be talking about giving alms. Okay? This is Tobit, chapter 4, and verse 5. My son, be mindful of the Lord our God all thy days, and let not thy will be set to sin, or to transgress his commandments. Do uprightly all thy life long, and follow not the ways of unrighteousness. For if thou deal truly, thy doing shall prosperly succeed to thee, and to all them that live justly. Salaki, let me check if the mic is on. Okay, it's on. All right, Salaki. Let me start over. Verse 6, it says, For if thou deal truly, thy doings shall prosperly succeed to thee, and to all them that live justly. Give alms of thy substance, and without givest alms, let not thy eye be envious. Neither turn thy face from any poor, and the face of Yahweh shall not be turned away from thee. If thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou hast but a little, Salakia, be not afraid to give according to that little. For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity. Okay, and why I'm gonna get to why he said that, verse 9, but I'm gonna read verse 10. Because that alms do deliver from death, and suffereth not to come into darkness. Well, he explained right there, but I got another verse I could go to explain too. It says, For alms is a good gift unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High. So we're gonna go to Tobit, chapter 12, and verse 8. Prayer is good with fasting, and alms and righteousness. A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. A little with righteousness is better than much with unrighteousness. It is better to give alms than to lay up gold. For alms doth deliver from death, and shall purge away all sin. Those that exercise alms and righteousness shall be filled with life, but they that sin are enemies to their own life. All right, so in these last days, you want to increase your alms. You want to make sure you're not being selfish to a certain extent, because you want to be selfish when it comes to you trying to get your salvation. You don't want to start putting things over the Lord, or that interfere with your walk. But you want to be selfless, Salakia, to a certain extent. You want to be humble and or meek. You want to give to your brother and your sisters, give to your poor people of your nation. You want to make sure you're checking up on brothers and sisters, and doing what you have to do, and doing what you have to do for yourself and your nation, to help each other out. Whether it's, like I just said, calling each other, sending a message, sending that one scripture that can, lift a brother or sister out of a lower state. Because it could just take that little one text message or call, and you can really help your brother or your sister. So you want to make sure you're giving alms. You can buy a brother or sister some food, or you can cook your brother or sister some food. Give them their favorite fragrance. Whatever you think of. It's a lot of alms you can give. It doesn't necessarily have to be something dealing with money, but whatever you can think of, whatever, can help your brother or your sister, or something that they like. Let me get Sirach, chapter 3, and verse 30. It says, water will quench a flaming fire, and alms make it an atonement for sins. All right, so there you have it again. The alms you give, it can deliver you from death. It's atonement for sins. Now, that's not saying you can go just be wicked and you be like, well, all I have to do is give alms and I'll be fine. No, it don't work that way. You know, it's a just balance. Sirach 12:3. Right? Sirach chapter 12, verse 3 says, there can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. So you have it right there. And that's playing upon tables. It says, give to the godly man and help not a sinner. Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly. Hold back thy bread and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby. For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him. For the Most High hated sinners, and will repay vengeance unto ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. Give unto the good and help not the sinner. All right, a friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity. All right, so you want to give to your brothers and sisters that's sincere. Well, or if you see a homeless person out there, you can give to them too. But don't, you gotta be wise. Don't be giving to that wicked brother or sister. You know that they gonna do something wicked, with whatever you give it to them. Say it's money you giving to them. You don't want to give it to them because then you don't, they can do anything with that that's wicked. Or say you giving something else to somebody that's wicked, then they might, be insincere and start to use you. And then you can end up in a lower state. So you want to be mindful of who you're giving to. Sirach chapter 40 and verse 24. Brethren and help are against time of trouble, but alms shall deliver more than them both. Okay, so that's playing on table. Let's see what Yahushua did. We're gonna get what Yahushua did during the Passover. But yeah, which one I want to go to first? I think I want to go to Luke chapter 22 and verse. Okay, so this one Yahushua was explaining that one of his disciples is going to betray him, right? And verse 25, it says, let me see, I'm going to start at verse 20. It says, likewise also the cup after supper, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you, Salakia. But behold, the hand of him that betrayeth me is with me on the table. And truly the Son of Man goeth as it was determined. But woe unto the man by whom he is betrayed. And they began to inquire among themselves which of them it was that should do this thing. And there was also a strife among them which of them should be accounted the greatest. And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship. This Yahushua talking. The kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors. But ye shall not be so. But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief, as he that doth serve. Right, so the Lord is telling, the Lord Yahushua, he's telling, us not to be, well, he speaking to them, but still we gotta learn from these accounts. He's telling them not to be as the Gentiles. You know, we want to be meek. We want to be humble. All right, so I'm going to read it again. It says, but ye shall not be so, but he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief as he that doth serve. For whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth? Is not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth. Right? So the Lord, you know, he's telling them the one that sitteth at meat is greater, but the Lord came, he touched down, and the Lord was being very humble and meek, and he was as one that serves. You know, even, you know, he gave the greatest arm. You know, he was the greatest arm. His sacrifice was sent from the Lord, you know, the Heavenly Father himself, Yahweh. That's the biggest arm ever. You know, him being a sacrifice to us, you know, sinners, carnal people, you know, people that has betrayed the Lord, people that don't deserve this thing, you know, our forefathers, us, we in idolatry, you know, we sinning against the Lord. But guess what? The Lord, it was merciful, and he sent that, you know, a great arm, a great sacrifice, you know. So let's get when Yahushua, he washed feet before his departure came. This is John chapter 13 and verse 1. Now before the feast of the Passover, when Yahushua knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto the Father, having loved his own which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. And supper being ended, the devil having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him. This is Yahushua, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he was come from Yahweh, and went to Yahweh, he rising from supper, and laid aside his garments, and took a towel and girded himself. After that he poured water into a basin, and began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded. Right, so the Lord Yahushua, he washed his disciples' feet before his time of departure came, you know, before the Passover. So lucky, I think I said Passover earlier. I think I said he was eating at the Passover. I can't remember, but Salaki, you know, my tongue slipped. I meant before the Passover. So, yeah, before Yahushua departure, he washed the disciples' feet. So, you know, I'm gonna close out with that. We wanna be like Yahushua, you know. I can't get my words out right now, but we wanna walk as Yahushua. We wanna be meek as like Moses was. We wanna give alms in these last days. It's very important to give alms in the last days. Cause like Hebrews, I think I'm gonna close out with this. No, it's very meek of Yahushua to wash his disciples' feet. He's the Lord, you know. So if the Lord did that, hey, we can be doing the same thing. We can be giving alms. We can humble ourselves. Right, so Hebrews 13 and 1. Let brotherly love continue. Right? So, yeah, you want to let brotherly love continue. You want to give your brothers and sisters the word when they're feeling down. You want to fast. You know, you want to fast with your brothers and sisters when they're going through things. You know, you just want to support your brothers and sisters. You know, correct them, tell them when they're doing wrong, because it's real love right there. Correcting them, just like the Lord corrects us. Like what she said right here, Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 5. Ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint without a rebuke of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. So like, if ye endure in chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. For the more we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Should we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? For they verily, for a few days, chasten us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Salakia. Now no chastening for the present seemed to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Right? Because when the Lord corrects you, it builds you up. It makes you stronger. And hey, you rather know that you're doing wrong and get built up rather than you not being told you're doing wrong and then end up getting destroyed. Right? So that's real love right there. It says, wherefore lift up the hands which hang down and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Right? It says, follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. Looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of Yahweh, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. Right? So I'm gonna close out with that. Remember to give alms, work on being meek, humble. Meek and humble. Same thing. Meek and humble. It's the same thing. But you wanna, work on that, give alms, deliver from death. And it can help your brother or sister out. It can lift them up out of a lower state. So I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.